Hi everybody, welcome to DaycareManagementSolutions.com and Daycare Success TV, where I'm your host Andrea Dickerson. I'm excited about this moment that I get to share with you guys my story. And of course, as you all may know, when I tell my story, it's a little close to heart. So I decided to share it right here in my private home office and just to share my life and my story with you all. I want to share my life and story with you all so that you can stay motivated and inspired to succeed in your childcare business. So let me tell you a little bit about my story and who I am. I started working in the childcare industry when I was around about 21 or 22 years old. And when I started working in the industry, I had never worked in childcare before. I never had taken care of any children. I had no business knowledge, no prior knowledge in management. I had nothing, just the desire to care for and to work with kids. And so when I started in the childcare industry, I found myself doing everything from running the after school program, picking up the children, working the front desk, directing the program, generating payroll, cooking. I mean, I found myself doing some of everything in that childcare organization. And it was because, number one, I didn't know any better. And number two, I thought that I was doing the right thing. Now, it took me 12 months to get 60 children in that program. And let me remind you that the program was licensed for 200 plus kids. So in the midst of me fighting to get 60 kids, I couldn't figure out exactly what I was doing wrong, but I knew something was wrong. And I made the number one mistake that I want to talk to you guys about so that you can avoid it in your childcare business. And the number one mistake I made was I didn't follow up with my clients. I didn't have any systems in place to really operate a larger childcare business. And I'm going to talk to you about where I am now. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit in my story to talk to you about where I am now. As some of you all may know, I still run a childcare facility, but I run it completely different now. When I learned from my mistakes that I made, I learned about following up with your clients and creating a follow-up program in your childcare business. And I had no idea that it would grow my business to the place where it is now until I learned the difference. So my son had got sick when I was in that first location, and he came down with the medical condition. And so I decided, okay, it was going to be best for me to sell. And I felt overwhelmed in that business when I first got started. I felt so overwhelmed. I felt stressed. I didn't feel like I was making the money that I was worth. And so in the midst of me feeling overwhelmed and stressed, I said to myself, I really want to do a childcare business, but I want to start it over and do it the right way. Because once I found out about those systems that I needed in place, everything just kept moving so fast. It was progressing so fast. And so when my son got ill, it was finally like my way out. I finally found a way to just really stop for a moment to get myself together. So after my son had overcame by faith his medical condition, I felt the desire again to work with kids. But at this time, I had no money. I had no good credit. Things were really just shabby for me at that time. So I started taking care of kids at my home because I was determined that I was going to succeed, because I had did it one time before, and I knew if I did it one time I can do it again, and it was what I really wanted to do. So then I started taking care of kids out of my home, and I worked with up to 6 kids. And then when I got to 6 kids, I said, okay, well, now I got to get my license, and I got licensed for a family home provider. And I worked as a family home provider for maybe 3 months, and the next thing I know, we just kept growing and growing and growing. And I said, okay, it's time for me to go group. So then I moved out of my home and went into a group setting. When I went into the group setting, we were licensed for 12 kids. So then we grew to 12 kids, and then I opened up another group setting. So I had 2 group homes running at the same time. And I started noticing that my role in the business had to begin to change. I couldn't keep running it the way I had been running it because it was time to grow. And if I didn't change, I was going to stunt the growth of my childcare business. So then I started looking for a larger building. And so I had about 30 kids between my 2 group centers. And I said, okay, I need a larger location. So when I found a larger location, I went through the process of the building inspector, the fire department, getting it up to code, remodeling it, organizing it, laying it out. I went through all of the setup, and along with me setting up the program, I began to develop my system, my follow-up program system. And so I would invite the community to come by and see the location. Although I was not operating in that facility just yet, I still had a process that I needed to go through. I began to invite people. And when I would invite people, I generated a names list. And so I would contact that names list periodically. I created a system. I would contact that names list so that when I opened up my location, I will open up with kids. Okay. So the 30 kids that I had, we all moved over into some, not all, we all moved over into the new location. And I had 3 new kids that enrolled. But I kept using my follow-up system no matter what. Then all of a sudden I had this mighty increase in enrollment. I went from 3 to 95 kids within 3 months. So look at the huge contrast. From when I first started my first center, it took me 12 months to get 60 kids. Once I found out how to implement a follow-up program in my childcare business, how to convert callers into clients, I then took my business from 3 kids to 95 kids within 3 months. So I increased my enrollment, increased my income, increased the awareness of my program immediately just by having this follow-up system in place. And that is what the call is going to be about on October 21st at 6:30 p.m. I am going to give you the same follow-up process that I used in my own childcare business that made me successful. And it still works for us today. As a matter of fact, working in the childcare industry, we're the only industry that get a chance to see the same client up to 2 times per day. So it's worth it for you to be on this call just to learn how to create your own follow-up program in your childcare business so that you can be successful and keep your enrollment boosting and building and building and building. And the way you do that is through creating this follow-up program. So I learned from my mistakes, and that's why I created the Childcare Business Management Training subscription so that I can work with other childcare business owners and teach them some of my mistakes and how to avoid them, and also to teach them how to be successful. And a lot of you all can see that there are results in my childcare business. Some of you guys may visit my website, and that's fine. You can see that there are results in what I'm saying, because I decided after I had increased my enrollment at my childcare learning center, I decided that, okay, I want to do something where I can go to the next level in my business, and my next level was to help you, independent childcare business owners, to create systems in their business to maximize their enrollment and to have customer retention and generate exceptional growth. So when I decided that this is what I want to do, I then hired me a director to run my program so that I can teach other childcare business owners how to be successful by implementing some of the proven steps and systems that I've used in my business to be successful. And so in doing so, I created another product for you guys, and it's the Prospect Follow-Up System. This is a 12-pack of cards that you use for each and every one of your prospects, and it will talk to you about how to convert your callers into clients, and it will give you 30 days of systematic ways to follow up with each and every client that will ultimately convert your clients convert your prospects into clients. I wish I had went to some type of marketing school to really teach you a marketing technique that is in a textbook, but I can really teach you real life experiences. I can teach you exactly what I did in my childcare business to go from a large center. I did it all wrong. Then I started from the ground up. I started in a family location, and I grew from a family location. So I can teach you that. That makes me different from everyone else in the industry that would like to become a childcare coach, is that I teach from my experience, from what I've gained, from what I've learned, and from my mistakes. I've created other products for you guys, as you can see here. Flyers made easy, systems in place, how I did it, Take Care of Success, and I even have an enrollment building poster that gives you 16 steps for you to follow so that you can increase your enrollment. And this is what I've learned from time. This is what I've learned from applying the wisdom and knowledge that I need to grow my business. So the call is absolutely free. It gives you a chance to test drive and see just what it's like to be coached by someone that has owned a childcare business and currently owns a childcare business. As a matter of fact, this same system, prospect follow-up, and the enrollment building blueprint, this is what I use in my childcare business now. And I just left an awesome meeting sitting down with engineers discussing adding on to my childcare business. We're going to be adding on an additional 95 slots. And I'm at my challenge again where I'm going to fill those 95 slots within 3 months. Because if I did it one time, I could do it again. And we're having a great response from our community for our childcare services. So it's time for me to add on again. And you're going to walk through that journey with me as well. I'm going to show you step by step on what I've done to increase my enrollment. But that's only for those who are subscribed to the $19.99 program. It's $19.99 per month. And you're going to get an insider email from me on a marketing tip. You're going to be exposed to a success training call each month that's exclusively designed for childcare business owners. You're going to get a success assignment, which, by the way, the success assignment will be available this October 19th. So be sure to constantly check your email for this success assignment. And we're going to learn from each other. Not only will you get a chance to talk with me, but you're going to talk with childcare business owners from all over the nation. Those who have their childcare business, and believe it or not, we are an industry all to ourselves. There's no other industry that can really go through the challenges that we go through. But you're going to get a chance to talk to other childcare business owners who have been in the childcare business, some up to 20 years. So there's always something that you can learn. There's always more that you can learn. And there's always someone that you can teach. All of us have learned from something. And so I just want to invite you to join me for the monthly subscription, which is $19.99 a month. And also I want to invite you to join me on the call, which will give you a chance to test drive us out and see just what all the excitement is about and how this training course can help you increase your enrollment and to get you where you are constantly staying full so that you can generate a waiting list. And we have so many subjects that we're going to talk about, and it's about you. So I want for you guys to Facebook me any questions that you may have, or you can email me at dickersa2003@yahoo.com. And you can also go online to www.daycaremanagementsolutions.com. And I'm going to only introduce this to those clients who are on the call. And so those who are on the call, they get a chance to get the first edition of the prospect follow-up system and the first edition of the enrollment building blueprint. So you get exclusive opportunities when you're with the subscription coaching call. So I look forward to seeing you guys on October 21st at 6:30 p.m. But be sure to open up your email on October 19th so that you can get your success assignment, have it completed, and be on the call on time. We will begin promptly at 6:30. All right. Well, thank you guys. Much to your success. Bye-bye.